I normally do these videos straight off, upload them. This is my 7th attempt at doing this video. I can't speak today. So, we'll try again. 3 subjects, or should I say 2 subjects, because I'm not redoing this video. There's 2 subjects, basically. There's one about a goalkeeper for 30 million quid. It's not happening. Look, West Ham, even when a year ago, when we had a bit of money, would never have bought a goalkeeper for 30 million quid. Never mind in the current climate when everyone's skint when we buy a goalkeeper for 30 million quid. So the suggestion that we'd be battling it out with all the European giants and Tottenham Hotspur for a goalkeeper for 30 million quid is preposterous. It ain't happening. That's why I've not spoken about it at all. Captain Rice is what we are going to talk about. Much has been made about him wearing the armband or whatever arm it may have been on. It doesn't matter. He played 90 minutes. Mark Noble didn't play at all in Crystal Palace. We'll have a little look at that. Is it Peter adding 2 and 2 together? Might be coming up with 4, might be coming up with 5, 6 or 7. Depends how you extrapolate it, my friend, eh? But before we do that, the news you've all been waiting for, which is the London Stadium exclusion zones. Sound boring? Yes, it is. And, well, I'm going to look at it a little bit sarcastically. I know health and safety is important, particularly at the moment, but I just like the way it's worded, and I'm bored. The 3 zones are red, amber and green. You can guess which one is the dangerous one, and green doesn't mean go. Let me read it out to you. The red zone. Only people who have had tests 5 days before a match can enter. The zone includes a pitch, technical area, tunnel and the dressing rooms. Fine and makes sense. These people must have a clinical passport, a barcode either as a printout or on their phone. It's scanned to check their most recent results is negative before they can enter the stadium. The maximum number of people allowed in this zone is 110 broken. What does that mean? 110 Jack Wilsheres? I don't know what that means. Each team will be allowed 20 players, 12 coaching staff and medical, and a further 5 essential staff. What's essential staff? Chefs. I'd take 5 chefs, I think. Just for grub. Grub's important, right? The amber zone covers all areas of the inside of the stadium with the exception of the red zone, because the red zone is the special one. It includes stands, concourses and pitchside interview areas. Entry and exit points are strictly managed, and to gain access, individuals must have completed a medical questionnaire as well as having their temperature checked on arrival. A medical questionnaire? Excuse me, sir, do you have COVID-19? No. On you go. Oh, sorry, temperature check. Just bend over. Beep. There we go. Nice and easy. Everybody's in. The green zone, this is the area outside the stadium. I like the green zone. Teams can travel to the stadium via car, coach, plane or train, but must do so in sterile environments. I don't know who's travelling in a sterile plane to the match. It actually says travel to the stadium. So as long as you can get one and you can land the damn thing and it's sterile, you can arrive by plane. But only in the green zone. You cannot land the plane in the red zone. In all of these transport modes, they must apply social distancing. So you can go in the plane, but not with a pilot. With appropriate space between occupied seats and full hygiene measures observed. So you can travel in these modes of transport as long as you're 2 metres apart. Teams will those players or staff driving their own vehicles should do so alone. Have you seen the size of some footballers' cars? They can social distance in those things. Some of those Range Rovers are so big you get the whole team in there 2 metres apart. Someone had a Humvee. Nice. Teams will take the field separately, not side by side, and games will feature drinks breaks midway through each half. Players will line up for the Premier League anthem. The Premier League anthem! How self-indulgent is the Premier League anthem? You don't need an anthem. You're a football game. It's a game of football. Oh, the Champions League have done it. Let's have an anthem. Got to have an anthem. What is the... Does anybody know the anthem? I'd probably not if I heard it. Oh, I don't know. Players line up for the anthem in staggered formation. Oh, you've got to line up for the anthem like the red arrows, by the way, rather than form a straight line as before. There will be no pre-match handshakes between teams and no handshakes at the coin toss. Cheeky reach around is allowed. There'll be no ball boys or ball girls. So the players will have to use spare balls placed around the pitch if a match ball goes into the stand. No ball boys or ball girls. There'll be non-binary, non-gender specific people against the ball. There'll be ball persons, but no ball boys or ball girls. Players must maintain distance during goal celebrations. What's Harry Kane's one? I should know it. He scored enough goals. Mikel Antonio's all right, isn't he? He's got a good goal celebration. Just keep away from him. Players cannot spit or clear their noses on the field of play. I wonder if they can do it in the amber zone. I wonder. Players must avoid mass confrontations with opponents and cannot crowd match officials. It's taken a killer disease for football to implement a rule that it should have been implementing ages ago, years ago, that rugby does. You can't crowd a match official. It's taken a threat of death for the players to get disciplined so as they can't crowd the match official. That's assuming that it works, by the way. Medical staff will wear protective equipment, of course. Substitutes and managers on the bench will not be required to wear masks, and players do not have to wear them when entering the stadium or the dressing room. Or getting off the plane? I don't know. Teams have 9 players on the bench, 7 instead of 7, and can make 5 substitutes. We know this. Good or bad? We've not discussed that, have we, really? The technical area for managers. This is brilliant. The technical area for managers will be reconfigured to allow for greater social distancing, as will the team dugouts. Have you seen the size of the technical area at the London Stadium? Honestly, I could commute to work quicker than you can walk from one end of the dugout to the other end of the dugout. They don't need to do it now. Manuel Pellegrini was socially isolating in the dugout when he had the job. There's nobody else around. Corner flags, goalposts, substitutes boards, match balls will be thoroughly disinfected before games. Clubs will be encouraged to travel by plane and avoid staying in hotels before games. When we discussed the planes. There you have it. I mean, that's... I'm looking forward to it. Not all that. I am looking forward to it. Okay? Sorry. We got... I was going to go then. I can't go, can I? Okay, let me just, before we do... Declan Rice was pictured with the armband on. Mark Noble didn't play any of the 90 minutes. So it has been rumoured that Mark Noble's not going to be in the starting lineup. But now, before we do put 2 and 2 together and come up with 5, Mark Noble had just played in the QPR game. There's only a couple of days between them. Mark Noble is a veteran, is a West Ham veteran. Would he be... I'm not sure he would have played anyway. I think we might be reading a little bit too much into it. Now... Is Mark Noble going to play all the games? Bear in mind, we're back-to-back. We've discussed this. There's 3-day gap, 4-day gap, 3-day gap, so on and so forth. I don't think he's playing every game anyway. So I think we might be reading a little bit too much into it. But if you remember my team that I said I wanted to see for the starting game against Wolves, I did it 2 weeks ago or something like that. So I had Fredericks at right back. I had Diop and Ogbonna. I didn't realise at that point that Diop had... wasn't going to play in any of the games at all. So Ogbonna's missed all the warm-ups, so I'd expect Balbuena and Diop to play in the middle. I put Cresswell at left-back. And in the middle, I had Shawshank, Rice and Fornals. So I wasn't putting Mark Noble in there anyway, although I do think he'll play. So I think an awful lot's being made of it. I think the whole thing about Declan Rice now being captain... No, I think Declan Rice will be captain when he plays and Mark Noble doesn't. And that's rightly so. I think he's the natural choice. But But when Mark Noble's on the pitch, he's still going to be captain because he is the club captain. And I do think he'll feature. I just wouldn't read too much into it. I don't think there's going to be some massive shock horror if the team that David Moyes picks is what I said, with Anderson on the left, Bowen on the right. I thought Antonio up front. I wouldn't be surprised if he picks Sebastian Haller, obviously, because he scored 2 goals. He seems to be in form. What he'll then do with Bowen or Antonio on the right is anyone's guess. But I don't think it's some massive shock, or if Mark Noble's not in there, or any massive insult to him. I really don't. Oh, yeah. Anyway, look, let me know what you think. One other thing I do want to say is, now I don't know that it's a chap called Adam who does a podcast, West Ham is Why We Drink, with Wayne, and I didn't know this. He's also, I think he's part of the American Hammers, quite possibly. I don't know, I've never spoken to him, not met him or anything. He had a heart attack, he had a cardiac arrest when he was playing tennis. And I think he's only 36 or 37, and he actually died. But somebody performed CPR on him, and and revived him, basically. So I don't know an awful lot about it. But I've seen the story. I've spoken to Wayne, who is Adam's partner on the podcast, and I just wanted to say publicly to wish Adam a very, very speedy recovery. We wish him well, certainly from everybody at Hammers Chat. Take care, mate. Take care. Get well soon, and hopefully you're well enough to sit up in bed or wherever it is and maybe catch the match, and hopefully they give you something to enjoy and make you feel a little bit better. Sorry, just quickly, it also came to my attention that Adam has somebody set up a GoFundMe page for Adam. It's basically to pay for health expenses. I don't know the situation. I'm not going to claim to have an encyclopedic knowledge of the situation. The US clearly doesn't have the NHS like we do. I guess it's an expensive business. If you'd like to support Adam, then I will put the link below in the description. As I say, we do wish you very, very well and a speedy recovery, mate.